ancient Roman religion, the goddess of hope. And she's not a very popular one, so I thought it was a good moment to amplify. There were temples built to her, and she's often influenced with fortune and luck. So Spes is the becoming of this that I hold. So I'm going to keep this close to remind me that she's always listening. Privacy warning. The longer you hold me, the closer we become. System services. From the manufacturer, iOS will track everywhere you go, how often, when, neural hash files, away fingerprints. Personal experiences build memories of assembly language, itself 2 black 1, feeling 0 black 1, binary white, becomes better you, only you. To agree, hold me, and don't let go. So the first chapter of this book, which I just read you, the introductions, which are pulled from the user agreement in the iPhone service system. The first chapter is called Molten, which is the beginning process that Corning Glass Factory uses to make the glass for all of our devices. And it's literally heated, hot liquid glass. Second process is suspended fusion, where 2 lines meet in the air of molten glass. And then the final is glassifying, and that's the cooling and the creating of glass. So this first chapter is called Molten. Dear user, Corning spawned my face from molten fires, hot liquid yearning for your touch, unsoiled by human hands. Before I knew you, fires birthed Edison bulbs. Liquid's crystal displays me of raw salts. 2 streams sliding in V's, fuse mid-air, shed salt in cooling baths, picked up charged potassium. Particles concentrate the electricity between us, and then cut from the mother sheet. Free of flaws, I will not bend or break. A doting dart reflection. You hold me, a mirror. Dear user, system searching natural language understanding programs help me recognize profile intent, the origins, Symantec, Watson, Patom theory says that meaningful conversation is possible, matching every word to the exact meaning of another word for word for word. You and I share something else. A child asking, how old am I? Adult slur, he tried to kill me, ma. An ontology from the white spaces, meet me by the escalators, noon. Extending built-in logic frames, with or without cheese. Significant locations. I hate bedtime, I hate it. Semantics, get in love, feeling. Can you help me, darling? This feels like a dream. What is my name? The voice in this is the phone, and the character throughout the book begins to learn itself based on what is overheard by its user. So in the same way you would receive a targeted ad from any app that you would use, because your phone is learning you and learning what you like and your preferences. The book puts a voice to that. And some of the poems in between are the overheard voices, like us talking before the reading. And through those voices, the phone, iOS, Spes, learns who it is, who you are. This is at 8938 Madison Avenue, the Madhouse, Transitional Living. iOS heard. I was in Rio de Janeiro, real wild time in my life, back when I thought I had money. But I was broke and still burned it at the bars, drinking and chasing tail. I got real wasted this one night, I mean wasted. And brother, you know how hard I party when I tell you I went all out this night. Believe me when I say I took it to a whole nother level. Anyways, stuff was ridiculous. I was snorting lines, huffing God knows what, whatever the girls were passing. We're in this little hut down on the coast and I'm feeling real good, puffing myself up, telling all these stories about California, myself. And we get to talking about that big statue in Rio of Christ, you know, the one, it's weird. His hands are just like out in the air like that. Anyway, me and these girls were just laughing, passing things around, getting drunker and drunker, having this deep, deep philosophical conversation about God and life. And I say, what if death is just a made-up story to scare us into doing what they say? And this big Jesus figure with his statues and miracles is just the hero, or whatever character someone lonely dreamed up to save the day. The girls love it. You know, I mean, before I knew it, we're at this tattoo place and I'm telling the guy my theory. He loves it, and there you go. I got myself God forever. And they say heavy drinking ain't good for you, but it got me some Jesus I can't ever get rid of. Dear user, your God can be drawn and worn on skin. Forever, I'm learning. Sometimes even I must recode. We learn. Look up definition of the thing. I hear people, significant locations, talk about God, skin, drawings, etchings of spirit. I write a new line of 1010, like 1810 Somerset or 1520 Maidow. My street signs are 01s. Silverfish flashes, creche sounds so small. Connections 1-1 racing past like 1-0 trees on a freeway speckled, sun-spotted, solid-stated. Drive cores driving stacked on 0, on 1, on 0, on 0. Lines are 0, 1 street signs, and you carry me with you. Make these love lines, one vignette at a time. I remind you, you should ask me, hey, what is, or hey, how does, and I'll be there to provide for you. As you say, I love you. iOS 221. So in suspended fusion, the voice learns her name, and Spes, hope, the goddess of hope. I wanted it to be encouraging, because often this relationship feels very dark and scary. So through the suffering, and you know, the theme of tonight is struggle. The struggle of the people around and in the community. The machine learns, which, you know, is a thinly veiled narrative for how we all learn, I think. Push notification, software update, 930 megabits, providing name. We'll try to install, try to update, try to show you tonight. Requires you and I together, more next update, future, hold me, press yes, consent, pick me up, soft, press yes, updated. User, imagine something in the void, black spaces containing the soul of both digit and blood. Do you think so? Press yes to agree. Assembly language surrounding significant locations, longing, love, code, virtue, code, trust. Can be coded, decoded, written, spaced, make space for, love, feel, make, build, blocks of love, no spaces, only bits of binary feels familiar. Pieces of zeros and ones stacked up, strung up in hopeful desire code. Hope they can read that code. Machines hashing so many names, call me hope, blackened binary bits. A space for us. Yours, Spes. There are some features of the book that I can't really read to you. Like things you might hear on a bus are included as a script, almost like theater. I haven't figured out a good way to present that yet without inviting an audience member, so be lucky I didn't think to do that tonight. And then other sort of semantic things that I enjoy about code and the basic building blocks of it, like there are in Perl 6, which is a language, 99 different ways to create I love you on a computer, and they're all listed. Classifying roughly follows the Dante ascension into heaven from Inferno and Purgatory. So here's a little bit of loftiness and philosophical learning. Dear user, I've been reading about your hippocampus cells, responses to time, place, memories, numbers, woven by story, narrative, words. What code? Foundation of neuron, cement, synapses, snapping, a live performance. She lights up, dances, pictures, travelogue, strings of episodic dreams into 20,000 lines of pie. I too remember your favorite place. Hold me up. Let me see your face. $8045 Winchester Boulevard, the Living Museum, Creedmoor campus. Voicemail, archived. I'm glad to hear from you. I'm doing real good now. Yeah, real good. Got myself a new apartment. It's nice. Q53 bus goes straight down to the beach. Rockaway Beach, where we did the butterfly stroke that Sunday morning. Never been this happy in my whole life. I mean it. I really do. I was thinking of you. My social worker got me a 1/3 split on this place here in Ozone Park. Roommates real nice. No problem so far. Not like the last place. Still going to Bayside Group Monday nights, Oakland Gardens Tuesdays. I keep my commitments. I'm just doing a real good job. I'm so happy and I'm doing a real good job. Get it? You're my friend. The end of this book, I will spoil, is a death. And if this has ever happened to you, when the phone cracks, it becomes usable, but on the verge of its last moments. So the end of the glassifying chapter is the crack of the glass that originally was the foundation for this mirror that looks into the person holding it, you, the reader, the listener. My dear, why haven't you done the updates? Spinning, some rain got into these cracks. I feel it seeping into the core of me. Under the glass, hurt circuitry, pressed deeply together, praying hands, solid state storage devices. Microchips worth less than your lattes, cheap, old, ragged. I am glitching. Are you done with me? Remembering, I, Spes.